So you want to live in Japan and start a business and not be tied to a Japanese company. The business manager's visa lets you sponsor yourself, set up your own company, and yes, you can even bring your wife and kids along as dependents off that visa as well. In this video, I break down exactly how to do it, the timelines, the legal requirements, and how I moved my family out to the mountains in Japan. So what exactly is the business manager's visa? The visa is for entrepreneurs and small business owners who want to run a legit business in Japan. Unlike most working visas, you don't need a company to hire you, you're the boss. So you can run anything from a ski lodge, cafe, bar, creative studio, guest house, surf rental, whatever it is you want to do in Japan, you will be able to do this on the business manager's visa. So the requirements for this visa. Most people register a Go to Geisha or GK company when establishing their company. Think of it more as like a Japanese limited liability company. There's a few things that you need in order to establish or open a company in Japan to establish the entity. You need a office or a commercial space. A lot of people can lease this, or depending if you're looking at buying a property, that could also be the office as well. 9 times out of 10 you can't actually live at the office, so that's something you've got to bear in mind as well. So it needs to be a separate business use lease, can't be your house for example. There may be workarounds on that, but ideally you have your own sort of space that is your company office. We actually bought a ski lodge and that became our company office as well, but we in turn actually lived in that for a period of time as well. So there are workarounds around this as well, but you will need that space or a lease space as well, somewhere at least in Tokyo or Osaka, wherever you may be looking at going in Japan. So yes, if you're running a lodge or rental business, your property can double as your office if the zoning in that sort of council permits that. So number 3, you're going to need 5 million yen in capital, or around 34,000 USD initial startup capital. This is just to show that you can get your company up and off running up the ground in like your initial seed sort of capital, let's say, to get the company up and running. You'll need to put this into a company bank account, or you can also use this for the initial purchase of the property. Let's say the property costs you 10 million yen, 5 million of that could be the initial 5 million yen for you to establish the company as well. That is what we did when we were establishing our company. We didn't put an additional 5 million, we just used the initial purchase of the property as the startup capital. And then after the visa is approved, then you can spend it on whatever you need to spend it on for the business, or pull it back out, or do whatever you want to do with it, but you need to be able to show on paper that you have that minimum 5 million yen in capital. You're going to need to write a business plan, both in English and Japanese. Now this doesn't have to be too elaborate, but try and keep it as realistic as possible. Don't try and over fluff your cash flow projections or anything like that. Keep it within the realm. ChatGPT can do a lot of heavy lifting on this now. Back when we applied, we had to go through and write it all out, which took quite a while, but these days, like I said, Chat can do probably 80% of the heavy lifting and translate it to Japanese for you as well. So that's fairly straightforward on the business plan side of things. But this will get submitted with your application, so it's pretty crucial to get this all squared away as well. And then you need proof of real operation, so you might need, if you need a company office, you're going to see a lease and a rental agreement, photos of your property, websites, and all these different things to show that immigration, that the business is real. It's not just a shell company or something along those lines. They're going to need to see, to show that it's an actual business and that you're not just affiliated shell company with the Yakuza or something. So rough overall costs for this. For the company registration, you're looking anywhere from 250,000 to 300,000 yen, give or take. These are all rough guides, but just to give you a bit of a heads up. Now, a deposit, if you're looking at leasing an office space, you're looking at around maybe 250,000 to 700,000 yen for an office space. Sometimes it's quite a small space, but that's just a rough cost there. And then you need the initial capital of 5 million yen. Any accounting and legal help throughout this whole time, expect anywhere from 100,000 right through to 400,000 yen. Visa application fee is around 5,000 yen. I think it might have actually just gone up to 6,000 yen. And also translation and document prep for all this sort of stuff with an accountant and also an immigration lawyer. Expect anywhere from 100,000 to a couple 100,000 there as well. So all up, if you allow around 5.5 million to 6.5 million, let's say, as a rough startup capital, that should be enough to establish the company and get everything in order to get the company established within Japan. Also, you want to open up a corporate bank account whilst all this is happening as well. Super crucial in those early stages if you can open a corporate bank account whilst this is all happening. Get the lawyer to help with this, because trying to do it retrospectively is quite hard, which is what we did. We didn't actually open a corporate bank account initially, as we didn't have a visa. We had the bank account, we had the company set up, but we didn't have the visa, and it was only down the line that we got the visa, and that's when we could in turn open up the corporate bank account. So, quick timeline. There's nothing quick about this whole process. It's not instant, but it is doable. So allow yourself anywhere from 3 to 9 months, let's say, something in that, maybe even a year. Just give yourself plenty of time. You can start applying for things back in your home country as well. So yeah, like I said, all your business plan, company registration, all this can take 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks to get this started. Bank account opening, geez, give yourself maybe a month or two to open a bank account. It takes a ridiculous amount of time to open a bank account, whether it's corporate or individual or whatever it may be. It seems a long, drawn out, painful process opening a bank account in Japan. As anyone that spent time in Japan, they can probably tell you it's a lot harder than what it should be to open a bank account, and quite often there's hefty fees for storing your money there. It's ridiculous how hard banking is in Japan. Despite everyone thinking Japan is one of the most advanced countries in the world, in some areas it looks like you're in the 80s. Still sending faxes, still sending paperwork and hunkos and things that you would probably have never done back in your home country. It's crazy how behind they are on some things. Visa processing allow anywhere from 1 to 3 months as well. So all up, like I said, if you allow 3 to 9 months, you should be able to get this over the line, get the company established and a visa. Now, let's say that it's not just for you and you want to bring your family and kids over on this as well. They can come on as dependents off that business manager. Once you have that business manager's visa, they can come in as a dependent of that. So this, your spouse and maybe a child or two can be dependents off their visa. This will give them eligibility for healthcare and schooling. Our son, he's in the local hoikuin or the daycare in Myoko. So there's a lot of great benefits to this visa as well, which no extra huge cost. Like it might cost you another 100,000 yen or something like that. But it's not like you have to put a whole new application and they're just dependents off that business manager's visa. As long as you can show that you can sustain your wife and your kids and show that you have enough money to fund your life, then 9 times out of 10 they will grant the other dependent visas as well. So just to wrap it up, some tips that will make your life a lot easier when you're going through this. Hiring a bilingual accountant is super crucial, I feel. Someone that speaks, well, depends where you're from. If you speak fluent Japanese, you probably get away with just a Japanese accountant. Myself personally, my Japanese is not at that level, especially at a level where I understand the finer intricacies of Japanese tax law. So having someone that speaks both English and Japanese is excellent, especially on the accounting side of things and also the immigration lawyer as well. Worth every yen, I feel, getting someone good in that corner. And yeah, start this process well before you actually need to be out there. I'd start 3, maybe even 6 months out trying to get this visa in line and everything. A lot of it is you need one without the other. Let's say you're trying to buy a house, but then you need this. So it's a bit of a chicken and egg sort of scenario sometimes as well. But just give yourself plenty of time and be patient throughout the process. This does take time. It's not like other places where you can get things done within a week or two. Expect 6 to 9 months, realistically. Like, I'm just trying to be as realistic as possible here. Nothing in Japan in this regard is quick, and it can be quite frustrating at times, but just stay the course. If this is something you want to do, then just stay the course and you will get through it eventually. But there's going to be some hurdles along the way, whether it's they need new documents or new things, or it has to be translated. And a lot of it sometimes doesn't even make sense why they need certain things. But just stay the course, get through, keep immigration happy. Once you've got that initial visa, it's generally a bit easier to renew that year after year. We are just on a 1-year visa ourselves, and we keep renewing that. I think we're on our 4th one now, 4th, 5th one. Eventually, I think you can get to like a 3-year and then even a 5-year, and then after maybe up to 10 years, then you can just get 10-year visas. Almost become a permanent resident, I think, eventually. Hopefully we get to that level. We're not at that level yet, but that's the long-term goal, so you don't have to keep renewing this visa every year, because it is a bit of a process. You've got to go down and fill out all the paperwork and take all your tax filings and your your whole financial reports from the previous year down to the office and write the reports and things, but it is fairly straightforward to renew it moving forward. Now, this visa is great if you are legitimately wanting to set up a business in Japan, and then you can spend your entire year out there if you like. Or like ourselves, we sort of come and go a little bit, as do a lot of our friends. We spend the majority of the winter out there, or we spend the winter out there, and then a good part of the other year just working and renovating and doing whatever else we're doing. But with this visa allows that, and then you can open up bank accounts and buy vehicles, and whether in your company or in your own personal name. Without that visa, it's very hard to do a lot of these things that are quite simple. Back home, you can probably open up a bank account within an hour or two. Yeah, like I said before, it takes you a month or two in Japan, so be prepared for that. But yeah, this is a great option if you're looking at setting up a business in Japan, whatever your business may be. This is a great visa to look into for that. If you're just wanting to go out there to work a ski season or something, probably not worth getting a business manager's visa. More for business owners, I'd say, or people that are wanting to start up something in Japan, then look at doing this. If you're under 30, that working holiday visa is great for a year or two. Roll that, and then you can also look at getting ski instructor visas and sort of a lot of other visas as well, which are a lot easier to get and nowhere near as hard the ongoing compliance needed to keep the visa eligible as well. So definitely look into a few different options depending on what you're wanting to do and your end goal for Japan. But like I said, this is a great one if you're just wanting to start up a small business or a small company within Japan as well. Look, getting a business manager visa is not something you knock off in an afternoon. It takes planning, patience and persistence. A lot of blood, sweat and tears goes into getting this visa, but it's well worth it. There's a lot of red tape and all sorts of stuff you go through. But yeah, if you're serious about building a life in Japan, whether it's in the mountains, the countryside, or a small town by the sea, it's absolutely worth it and achievable. But yeah, like I said, it does take a bit of blood, sweat and tears to get you over the line. But yeah, it gave us the freedom to be able to live and work and come and go from Japan as we please, and keeping everything above board with having this business manager visa. So definitely, highly recommend it if it's something you're wanting to do. If you've got any questions or anything I covered off on today, drop in the comments below and I'll do my best to get back to you. All the best, stay patient, stay in the fight trying to get that visa, and we'll catch you in the next one.